Tonight we've got several goals that we want to achieve, one of which is to give you an overview of some information that we hope will help make your experience better. And then the other is to give you a chance later this evening to meet some folks, your program directors, your advisors, the faculty in different areas, and give you a chance to ask them about their different areas. I know some of you have not selected a particular area as your concentration area study. So this is a good chance to shop around, find out some more about some different ones that we're doing. Before we get to that point, anytime I do a session, I like the folks to know each other and have spoken at least once during the session so that you feel comfortable. And to do that, I usually like a quick introduction, and this is a medium-large group, so it should be a quick introduction. What I'd like for you to do is to share some information about yourself so that everyone else at least knows who you are. And to do that, they of course need to know your name, so we'll start with that. If you'd introduce your name. If you would provide one piece of information about your background, and you get to choose either the type of work you're doing, where you're working, something like that. People will be interested in that. Or the area of study that you're looking to go into, whether it's marketing, supply chain, because people will be interested in knowing what you want to do, or where you've come from. So if you've come recently, especially from another school, undergraduate, say, I used to be a whatever the school is that you did your undergraduate. So you choose whichever piece of information you want to share. And then the final thing, when you came in, you were assigned an animal group. So somewhere on your piece of paper, you should know which animal group you're in. They chose the animal groups, the zoo of animals, to help you remember your groupings. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Those are related to your learning communities or your learning groups on it. What you should pay attention to is when somebody else says your same animal, they are from your learning community group. So it'll give you a chance to identify them in the room. Who are your learning partners on it? So come on in. Yeah, find a seat. Welcome, everybody. So I'm going to start up in the front corner here. If you would introduce yourself, your piece of information, and your animal group so everybody knows whose group you're in. I'm not a big fan of standing, but sure. I like sitting when I talk. So.
Hi, I'm Joseph Gilmartin from Los Angeles. I recently graduated from Austin College and the concentration accounting business, and I'm a panda bear.
And he's a panda bear. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. And we're going to go to VJ.
Hi, my name is Vijay Joseph. I'm from India. I've been working for 10 years in a bank, and in fact, it was Standard Chartered Bank, Barclays. So I thought, why not get it to do something, maybe I'm at the concentration I'm looking forward is finance.
Okay.
So that's it.
And your animal?
Python.
You're one of the pythons. Excellent. Anne Murray. I am the acting dean of the College of Business. My area is human resources when I'm in the classroom for it. My background is in, somebody said hospitality management, my favorite person in the room, whoever it is. That was my background prior to it. I worked with Crown Plaza Hotels in their HR area before going back for my doctorate and then moving into education for it. I'm extremely happy that you're all here, and I want to be able to answer any questions you have. So if you have any questions as we go along, just let me know on it. What I'd like to talk to you about, I want to give you a little bit of background on the school. I want to give you some background on some resources that are available to you. I want to give you my recommendations to avoid bumps in the road along the way, to make it as smooth as possible for you. And then I want to tell you some things about the school that you might not know, that I think are things you should really be proud of as you're going through it. So I set down my thing here. These are just my little reminder points as I'm going through. Okay, the first, the who we are. When I do the who we are, and I'm hiring staff or faculty, I usually like to ask them who we are and see what we already know, and then fill in the blanks. So I'm also one of those kind of instructors that just choose people for it. So I'm going to choose, I can't see your name, but go ahead. What you understand the school to be. So who is the University of Dallas? And I'll fill in the blanks. How's that?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Okay.
It's a private institution.
Yes. Okay.
Irving for a while now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and it's undergraduate studies and, of course, graduate studies.
Yep, absolutely.
And a friend of mine graduated here with her MBA, so that's why I'm here.
Excellent, excellent. So she's giving you a little bit of heads up about it. Wonderful. Okay. That's a good starting point. So let me fill in some of the blanks. We are a private institution. We are a faith-based institution. We're a Catholic university. So that's our background. We're about, well, the university is over 50 years old. The College of Business celebrates its 45th anniversary this year. The university is composed of 4 major schools: the undergraduate Constant College of Liberal Arts, the graduate Braniff School of Liberal Arts, the School of Ministry, and the College of Business. College of Business is formed of 3 arms to it. There is the Graduate School of Management, the undergraduate business program, and then we have a professional development arm that's currently located at our Frisco facility. And they take care of all sorts of certification training and non-credit CEU credits, that sort of thing. So those are our 3 major arms. The oldest unit is the Graduate School of Management. That's how the school was formed within the university back in 1966, give or take, depending on who you ask, which semester it started. The undergraduate program is our newest unit. The undergraduate program started really when I came. It was my program that I got the chance to start up, and we started that in 2002-2003 era. It has, over time, become the largest undergraduate major. And at a small university, you don't have to be very big to be largest, but they are the largest. And this year, they're actually welcoming their largest class of freshmen. So we, as a College of Business, feel excited about being on a liberal arts campus and having good representation in that background. The university, and I use the word liberal arts, important. The university was founded as a liberal arts university. So liberal arts are very important to the background mission of the university. And the university is well ranked as a liberal arts university. So we're very proud of that part of our heritage. It colors some of the things we do. We have, and I'll give you just one example. Those in accounting will see this firsthand. The way we study business ethics is different than you're going to see at any other university. And in fact, the Texas State Board, who approves business ethics for accounting programs, came to look at it because it didn't look like every other syllabus that they receive. And it was built out of our heritage and the way that a liberal arts program studies philosophy, ethics, theology, those sorts of questions on it. So it really is an important part of who we are as a university. Who we are as a college. We have been distinctive for several decades, and the world has moved towards how we think about the philosophy of business education. Back in the day, back when the school was started, it was very popular to have full-time business programs at the graduate level. It was very unusual to have a part-time working adult MBA program. So we were extremely distinctive in that sense. Additionally, at that time in the history of business schools, there was a great push towards theory and the social sciences. And you can see that across many, especially older business curricula. It was the legitimization of the business study in graduate education at that time in the history of the U.S. We did not move very far down that path because our philosophy is that it's practice-based. It's all about practice, being out in industry, the doing of business. Now, certainly we believe in creating a foundation in the theory of business and the surrounding studies of business, psychology and economics, but we don't believe it should dominate. We believe practice dominates, and that's what business education should be. And so that's always been our history. In fact, the founding dean back in the 70s, and I'm trying to remember whether it was Newsweek or Business Week, did a full spread on him because it was such a weird idea about business that there was this practice-based school in Texas that was only for working adults, and it was only nighttime and weekends, and it was all the things that the traditional MBA programs were not. So that's who we've been, and that's who we are. That's been a solid foundation of who we believe we are in the world of business education and the way people should or could study business. And that carries forward today. Several other institutions have also bought into that. I mean, it is now much more accepted to take the approach of it's good to have work experience. It's good to be working while you're studying. It's good to study the practice of business. So it is far more popular today than it was when it was kind of groundbreaking in that era in U.S. education for it. What is important to us? It is important to us, I think experience is the most important word to us. And experience permeates practically everything we do. Experience is part of our curriculum. I'm going to talk tonight about experiential curriculum. Experience is part of the qualifications just to be admitted. And in fact, we have 3 different tracks in the MBA that are all based on where someone is in their career life cycle, where they're experienced. We have a track for people without experience, the early career MBA. And it's all about specializing or customizing education that's important to somebody in their first couple of years of work. We have a track for experienced professionals, and somebody's here representing them tonight. That track recognizes that once you've had a long bit of experience in a single industry or a single profession, you've already chosen and narrowed and focused, and what you're looking for in your education is the breadth and the foundation of a core MBA experience. And then there's the MBA track that you all are in, which is the working professional MBA, where you're in a career place. You may be looking to change jobs at this point in your career. You may have some experience in one area and you want to build on that, or some experience in one area and you want to jump over to another area. So this one's all built around the areas. We're going to talk about concentrations and majors tonight, because that's what your MBA track is about. But they're all based on experience. We think experience teaches us. We think experience is valuable. We think experience makes for a better educational experience. Even in our undergraduate program, you cannot earn an undergraduate business degree at the University of Dallas unless you have logged a minimum of 400 approved work hours. I don't know if you know very many business programs, but there aren't too many business schools that insist you have experience before you can graduate. Now, we're not alone. My undergraduate program, although it was a hospitality program, we had to have 800 hours, so I tell them they're wimps. But we think it's very important. It's who we are as a school. It's what makes us distinctive, is the belief in experience. What do? We do a lot of different majors and concentrations for y'all. And here I'm going to point to some of your name badges. Some of your name tags have ribbons on them. And I'm told by the staff that if they did it right, each of your ribbons should match the color of your concentration. So you should be able, if you've chosen a concentration, you should be able to glance around the room and maybe see other people with your same color who have chosen your concentration. And they've told me that the tables downstairs should have ribbons on them in those colors. So you might, even before you read the signs, be able to pick out your particular table on it. So it should help guide you to your faculty and your program directors on it. So that's to help get you set up with those folks. We have in your particular program 13 different concentrations and 3 different majors. Make sure I got it right. Now you're going to ask me to name them all. Supply chain, global business, human resources, healthcare, sports and entertainment, accounting, IT, cybersecurity, global. Have I already said global? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll pull global back. Somebody was listening.